Someone offers you a sudden compliment or a surprisingly warm smile, and before you can even feel grateful, a quiet calculation begins in your mind. You scan the interaction for the hidden catch. You wait for the inevitable other shoe to drop. On the surface, you might just nod and say thank you. Internally, however, the drawbridge has already been pulled up. Your guard is fully engaged. From the outside, this reflex is almost always misread. People might call you cynical, guarded, or coldly independent, but that misunderstands the very architecture of your suspicion. This relentless vigilance is not what it looks like. It is not a lack of feeling. Instead, it is an exhausting, full-time job of emotional risk management. You do not mistrust people because you are cold. You mistrust them because trusting the wrong person once cost you entirely too much. To understand this, we must look at the psychological weight of betrayal trauma. This happens when the individuals or institutions you relied on for survival profoundly violate your faith. A caregiver or an early partner might break the contract of safety. When this happens, your nervous system learns a brutal, enduring lesson. It learns that dependence is dangerous. Research shows that adults who weathered parental divorce or severe breakups carry fundamentally lower levels of interpersonal trust. They often develop avoidant attachment styles. For them, relying on others feels deeply uncomfortable. The distance you keep is not malice. It is a boundary built entirely on memory. This adaptation bleeds into more than just romance or friendship. It alters how you process reality itself. Psychology calls the capacity to learn safely from others epistemic trust. When your early environment is volatile, this capacity is deeply disrupted. You develop epistemic mistrust. It becomes almost impossible to accept information at face value. A deep-rooted distrust colors your worldview. It makes you reflexively reject simple explanations. You heavily scrutinize the intentions of everyone you meet. In some cases, you might assume unfamiliar faces are inherently untrustworthy. This ingrained bias serves as a direct pathway to mild paranoia. You are constantly reading the room for threats that haven't even happened yet. Yet what looks like a flaw actually contains a bizarre, hidden advantage. Being in a state of distrust radically changes your cognitive processing. Trusting individuals are more likely to rely on mental shortcuts. They actually accept misinformation more easily. Conversely, distrust triggers a highly careful, analytical, and deliberative thinking style. Across multiple experiments, people in a distrustful state showed superior memory recognition and recall. Their suspicion forced them to fiercely scrutinize details. Your lack of trust makes you incredibly observant. You see the micro-expressions others miss. You remember the inconsistencies others forget. But bearing witness to everything is a heavy, isolating way to live. Of course, this is more of a pattern than a rule. Not everyone arrives at this profound guardedness through the exact same trauma. Behavior can always have more than one cause. But what often happens is that this protective armor creates a persistent trust gap. People are actually far more trustworthy than we expect. In experimental games, people honored the trust placed in them up to 90% of the time. Yet participants cynically estimated that strangers would only do so half the time. Your history taught you to never give strangers a chance to prove their trustworthiness. Because of this, your fearful expectations are constantly reinforced. They become a quiet, self-fulfilling loop. You are not broken just because you expect the floor to give way. Your suspicion is a testament to your survival. It is a brilliant and sophisticated shield. It was forged in environments where it was absolutely necessary. But however, it's worth recognizing that the war might already be over. Letting someone in does not mean you are foolish. It might just mean you are finally safe enough to put the shield down. If this video made sense, leave a like and hit subscribe. It directly helps support the channel.